Fallbrook, California, a small town known for its avocados and its beauty. Nestled in the rolling hills of Southern California, Fallbrook is a place where the sun kisses the earth, and the air is filled with the scent of blooming flowers and ripe avocados. The town is a tapestry of lush green landscapes, dotted with charming homes and friendly faces. It's a place where time seems to slow down, allowing residents and visitors alike to savor the simple pleasures of life. A place where people come to escape the city, to find peace. The hustle and bustle of urban life feel like a distant memory here. In Fallbrook, the days are marked by the gentle rustling of leaves in the breeze and the melodic chirping of birds. It's a sanctuary for those seeking solace, a retreat for those yearning for a connection with nature. The town's serene ambience offers a perfect backdrop for reflection and rejuvenation. But even in paradise, darkness can lurk. Cynthia Cdebaca lived in this peaceful town. Her home, like many others in Fallbrook, was a picture of tranquility. Nestled among the trees, it exuded a sense of calm and security. Cynthia was a familiar face in the community, often seen tending to her garden or chatting with neighbors. To the outside world, she was just another resident enjoying the idyllic life that Fallbrook had to offer. A grandmother, seemingly harmless. No one could have predicted the horror that would unfold. Cynthia, with her warm smile and gentle demeanor, was the epitome of a loving grandmother. She baked cookies for the neighborhood children and shared stories of her youth. Her presence was comforting, a reminder of the goodness that still existed in the world. But beneath that benign exterior, a storm was brewing. No one suspected the rage that simmered within her. One day, that rage exploded. Years of suppressed anger and resentment came to a head, leading to an act of violence that would forever alter the fabric of the community. The signs were there, hidden in plain sight, but no one had noticed. Cynthia's outbursts were dismissed as the eccentricities of an elderly woman, her grievances overlooked as trivial complaints. It left a man dead, and a community forever changed. The shockwaves of the tragedy rippled through Fallbrook, leaving a trail of grief and confusion. The town, once a haven of peace, was now a place of mourning. Neighbors who had once exchanged pleasantries now spoke in hushed tones, their conversations tinged with disbelief and sorrow. The sense of security that had defined Fallbrook was shattered, replaced by an unsettling awareness of the fragility of life. This is the story of a crime that shook Fallbrook to its core. It's a tale of how a single act of violence can unravel the very fabric of a community. The incident forced residents to confront uncomfortable truths about their seemingly perfect town. It revealed the hidden cracks in the facade, the underlying tensions that had been simmering beneath the surface. The crime was a wake-up call, a stark reminder that darkness can exist even in the most beautiful of places. It's a story about family, about secrets. The Cdebaca family, like many others, had its share of hidden truths. Behind the closed doors of their home, there were unspoken tensions, unresolved conflicts, and buried resentments. The tragedy brought these issues to light, forcing the family to confront their past and their present. It was a painful process, but one that was necessary for healing and understanding, about the darkness that can hide in plain sight. It's a story you won't forget. The events in Fallbrook serve as a poignant reminder that appearances can be deceiving. The town, with its picturesque landscapes and friendly residents, seemed like the last place where such a tragedy could occur. But the darkness that lurked beneath the surface was real, and its impact was profound. This story is a testament to the resilience of the human spirit, the strength of a community, and the enduring power of truth. Cynthia Cdebaca was a fixture in her family, a constant presence in their lives. She was particularly close to her son Howard, who lived with her, along with his girlfriend Geoward. On the surface, they seemed like any other family, but beneath the surface, tensions brewed. Arguments were common. The tension centered around Geoward. Cynthia didn't approve of her. She made her feelings known. The arguments escalated. They became more frequent, more heated. Cynthia and Geoward clashed. The situation grew more volatile by the day. The house was like a tinderbox, waiting for a spark. The night of February 11th, 2014, was like many others in the Cdebaca household. Tense, heavy with unspoken resentment, Cynthia and Geoward argued again. This fight was different. It was worse, angrier. Words were exchanged, harsh words. Cynthia felt disrespected. She felt her authority challenged. She felt hatred toward Geoward. The argument ended, but the damage was done. The seeds of rage had been sown. Cynthia retreated to her room. The anger festered. It grew into something monstrous, something dark. Cynthia didn't sleep that night. She lay in bed, the argument replayed in her mind. Each replay fueled her anger. She felt justified in her rage. She felt wronged. She wanted revenge. As the night wore on, a plan formed in her mind. A terrible plan. She would make Geoward pay for her disrespect. She would silence her forever. She would get away with it. When morning came, Cynthia's resolve was firm. She was going to carry out her plan. She wouldn't let anything stop her. Not even the thought of prison. Not even the thought of what her family would think. February 12th, 2014, dawned like any other day in Fallbrook. The sun shone, birds sang, and people went about their daily routines, unaware of the horror about to unfold. Cynthia went about her morning as if nothing was different. She had breakfast, tidied up the house, all the while her plan churned in her mind. Then the opportunity arose. Geoward was alone in the house. Cynthia didn't hesitate. She went to her room, retrieved the weapon she had chosen, a gun. Word spread like wildfire through Fallbrook. Cynthia Cdebaca had been arrested for murder. The victim? Her son's girlfriend, Geoward. The town was in shock. Cynthia had confessed to the crime. She told police she had shot Geoward multiple times, showed no remorse, and claimed it was justified. The community struggled to comprehend. How could a grandmother commit such a heinous act? What could have driven her to such extremes? These questions haunted Fallbrook. The idyllic town's innocence was shattered. The police investigation was swift. The evidence against Cynthia was overwhelming. Witnesses testified about the ongoing feud. The murder weapon was found in her possession. Her confession was recorded. Cynthia was charged with first-degree murder. She pleaded not guilty. Her defense team argued she had acted in the heat of the moment, that the argument had pushed her over the edge. The prosecution painted a different picture. They presented Cynthia as a cold, calculating killer, a woman who had planned and executed a murder. They argued her actions were premeditated. The trial of Cynthia Cdebaca was a media sensation. Reporters from all over the country descended upon the small town of Fallbrook. The courtroom was packed every day. Everyone wanted to witness justice being served. The prosecution presented a mountain of evidence. They called witnesses who testified to Cynthia's volatile temper and her hatred of Geoward. They played the recording of her chilling confession. The defense argued that Cynthia had been driven to her breaking point, that she had acted in a moment of temporary insanity. They pleaded for leniency, but the jury didn't buy it. The jury found Cynthia Cdebaca guilty of first-degree murder. She was sentenced to 50 years to life in prison. The sentence brought a sense of closure to the community. But the scars of the crime remained. Howard, Cynthia's son, was left to pick up the pieces of his shattered life. He had lost his girlfriend and his mother in one fell swoop. He struggled to come to terms with the tragedy. The community of Fallbrook was left reeling. The murder of Geoward had shaken the town to its core. It was a stark reminder that even in the most peaceful of places, darkness can lurk. The unthinkable tale of Cynthia Cdebaca continues to resonate in Fallbrook. It's a story whispered in hushed tones, a cautionary tale about the devastating power of rage. The avocado groves still thrive. The town still draws visitors with its beauty. But beneath the surface, the memory of the crime lingers. A reminder that even in paradise, evil can bloom. The story of Cynthia Cdebaca is a tragedy for all involved. It's a story that forces us to confront the dark side of human nature, and it's a story that will continue to haunt the town of Fallbrook for years to come.